Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another equipment corner on my hunting pack and kind of what I bring on a couple day trip. So first off, I'm going to kind of get some of the big stuff out of the way. This is my hunting pack for both archery season and rifle season when I'm hunting with a rifle or a bow. Um, I'm going to get some of my big items out of the way first, so that way I can kind of focus on the pack, but this is kind of what I pack when I do go. So one of the big things that I do bring is, of course, a sleeping pad. Now, I sleep on my side. This is a big lifesaver for me because sleeping on your side on the ground isn't all that fun. So this isn't the pad that I use, but I use a pad similar to this. So that's one of my first things that I bring, and I put that between the brain and the body in my backpack. All right. The other thing that I do bring with me is a sleeping bag. Now, I have a military sleep system, and this kind of acts as an all-in-one type deal. So this is the main bag that I use, and I put the rain cover on it. Now, it's not necessarily for warmth. It's just so that way I can have like a simple sleeping setup instead of having to bring a tent up with me and all that. This is kind of like a one-man tent. I can put a lot of my important things in there, and I can go about my day and do stuff and leave a lot of stuff at camp, but leave it in my sleeping bag instead of outside of it. And also helps that it's camo, so if there's other hunters up in the area, they might not see it as well as if it was like black or something like that. So that kind of helps as well. Now, to kind of get into the meat and potatoes of what I actually carry in my pack, I've got a few examples of stuff that I do bring that I'm not going to have in my pack just because it's the off season and I'm not packing for a specific thing at the moment for how many days I'm going. But one of the big things is food, right? So I pack a jet boil and some dehydrated food. So this is on my last hunt with me. You might be able to see some blood on there. These are some dehydrated food companies. Mountain House is a really good one. I also bring a lot of cup of noodles because they're small, they're lightweight, they're a good meal when you're up in the woods. It's a good all-around deal. And you need fuel for that, so I bring a couple cans of fuel. This is just a random butane propane fuel canister that fits on the bottom of my jet boil. I have a bunch of these, and then it really depends on how long I'm going to be up there, what size I'm going to bring, how many I'm going to bring. All right. Now the final thing, one of the most important things, is water. Now, I like being in a place where there's a good water source. Sometimes I'm not, so I actually bring water bottles up with me. That is probably one of the hardest things to get around because water is heavy. You don't want to bring a lot of it, but you want to bring enough that if you get something down, you're able to stay hydrated. But in most cases, I do carry this. This is a CamelBak. This is a 2-liter CamelBak. I really wish I would have gotten a 3. CamelBak with hose goes in my pack. I got a spot for it. It's really nice. Now, moving on. This is mostly for archery season. So this is what I carry. I don't really carry bear spray with me, even though I probably should. But instead, I do carry a 10mm Glock. This is a Glock 20. Yeah, it is clear at the moment. Nothing in the chamber. But I'd carry this with me. I have a We the People left-handed inside the waistband holster. It's really good. Right-handed outside the waistband holster. I painted it. I only carry this when I'm archery hunting. I don't carry it when I am rifle hunting. I carry Hornady, and keep this in mind. This isn't like an ad or anything like that. But I carry Hornady Backcountry Defense 10mm up to 200 grain bear rounds meant for bears. Where I do hunt, a lot of the time there are a lot of black bears, not necessarily grizzlies, but it's just one of those things that I'd rather have but not need instead of need and not have. So that's that. Alright, now getting into the meat and potatoes of the video, we are going to look through my pack. This is my pack. This is a Cabela's Outfitter Series Multi-Day 4000. Doing the research for the video, I don't know if they sell these anymore. It's about 250 bucks when I bought it. And again, we're going to go through it. Some of this stuff is for rifle season, some of the stuff is for archery season. It really depends on what I'm doing, how long I'm going, etc., etc. So one of the reasons why I bought this pack is for this reason right here. So this is a meat shelf. So I'm not going to do it on camera because it's a lengthy process. But you can essentially put meat in between your main pack and your frame, and you can carry it out. So that was one of the big selling points for me on this pack. And this is like my day pack, even when I'm hunting. Like if I'm only going archery hunting for a day, I'll bring this pack. This is my big game pack. And that is, if I shoot something, that way I can get more meat out of the woods in a single go, rather than, you know, having a little day pack and then trying to figure out how to set stuff up to bring it out. Now, yeah, and that was my big problem when I first started out, was not being able to get as much meat out as I wanted. So we're going to start up here at the very top. This is what they call the brain of the pack. And when I was talking earlier about my sleeping pad, I would put it right here in between the brain and the body of the pack. I keep looking over here because it's kind of like a live feedback loop, so that way I know what you guys can see. Now, this does have two pouches. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. So there's that zipper, and they're two separate pouches. It's not the same pouch in two different access points. So you got this, and you got that. Now, I don't have it on me, but I would usually carry a rain jacket up here if I would have one. I most likely wouldn't. I'd probably put my sweatshirt up here. Now, getting into it, this top part, I don't really leave a lot of stuff in it, other than like food probably. Even then, I put it in the main body part of my bag. This is kind of like really quick essential stuff. So I have gloves for when I'm cleaning animals, and I have a pen for when I tag something. It is, you gotta sign your carcass coupon in the state of Wyoming. I have my tags, so like my hunter safety, my elk tag if you know, my elk tag when I'm hunting, and my knife for when I start working. So this is just a buck 110, probably one of the best knives ever made. Again, not sponsored by anybody, but that's my opinion, one of the best knives ever made. It's all I use. Then on the bottom part of my brain, it's just kind of more of the same. This is more like really dire straits type stuff, somewhat. Again, there's food in here, there's stuff. This is less urgent stuff. So I got a knife sharpener, I got granola bar overflow from my snack pouch, I got batteries for my headlights and flashlights and things like that. Then I have a life straw. Then I have a life straw filter, but it's for my Camelback, which I have used in the past. It said fill up stuff from the creek, put it in your Camelback, you can drink through it. It's actually a really great system. I like it. I think it's really good. I've used it. Haven't gotten sick off of water yet. So that's all the stuff that's in my brain of the pack, not in my actual brain. All right. Okay, moving on to the body of my pack. So this is, you know, the pouch. I don't believe there's anything in it at this point in time. Just take a feel around. No, there's nothing in it. If you can see here, this is actually where I put my, yeah, you can. So this is where I put my bladder, and then I run it up through here, and then run it in through this, yeah, through this loop right here, and then that's in through this right here, and that's how I get my water usually. Another thing about this body part of the pack, where you keep a lot of your stuff, this is where I keep my sleeping bag. There's a zipper that goes along the side of it. If you have something that is too big to actually fit through like the drawstring portion, you can fit it through here, which is neat. You know, it's not like, oh, we made it too small, so we're gonna, you know, it's not an oversight. I think that's good. So that way, if you do have some fairly large items, you can actually get it into your pack. if you need to. Going down through this, we're going to go hit these two pockets, and then we're going to hit my water bottle pouch pockets. So this first pocket that I have, and I'll bring it up here a little bit for you. This first pouch on the way down, there's a few things in it. Again, if I was rifle hunting, this is what I'd be carrying. Again, I'm not sponsored by Hornady. This is just the best bullets at the moment. Stay tuned for a little segment I'm going to do for 300 PRC. So I'm carrying usually a box of each, the 225 ELD match and the 212 grain precision hunters. Carry those. Those are important when you're rifle hunting. Extra bullets. Something else that's in it, I got trash bags. You can line your bottom with trash bags, put quarters in trash bags so you don't get blood everywhere. So that is a good thing to have. Carry like an eyeglass cleaner. This is just an extra one. I got like 5 of them. Just something else that's nice to have. I have my fire starting equipment. So these are zip fire lighters and my little cigarette lighter. So that's what I have in that first little pouch. Again, I try and travel light just because I walk in everywhere. I'm not really riding horses anywhere. Then in this bottom pouch that I have, more kind of important stuff, but things that you need to think about. So this is just an orange deal. I don't really use this. The only time I use it is when I'm rifle hunting and we're really walking around a lot. Also put this on my back when I was hiking out with my elk. I put this over the elk skull so people know, hey, that's a person, not an elk, and don't shoot me, which is very important. And I got probably one of the most important things, game bags. So that's what I have in that pouch. Not really a lot. Like I said, I like to travel light, and mostly what's in like the actual body of my pack is going to usually be food and water. So there's that. So on this side of my water bottle pouch, let's lift this up a little bit. This side of my water bottle pouch, I do put water in it, but for the most part it is rope. Now rope is very, very important. You got to use rope for all sorts of things. So I got this normal rope. I got like the cable rope that they use to pull like fiber optic cable with, and I got 550 cord. Carry a lot of it. It's very important. You never know when you're going to need rope. I've used rope so many times when I'm hunting. It's wild. So that's what I keep in that pack. And then on this side, I also keep water in it. This side again, it's mostly probably going to be full with water, but I do carry a saw, multi-piece saw. So this is a Wyoming saw. And you essentially have all the pieces here. You got saw blades, how to put everything together. Pretty good saw. It's got both bone saw and like a normal wood saw pieces to it. Again, survival scenario, you might need to use it. Hopefully not. I just carry it so that way when I'm processing animals, I got a saw. And again, putting water in this on top of it, so it's really nice. I really like how big these are because you can put multiple things in your water bottle pouches with plus your water. Very great use of space. And then finally, this is the last pouch on my hunting pack, is this. I call this, I have no idea what this is for. I call it my snack pouch. What I do is I fill it up with granola bars, really good quick energy. I only got one in there right now, but I just fill that up. Nice little spot, easy to get to. So that's my pack. One final thing that I do have is my bino harness. This again, every big game hunting deal that I go on, I always carry, and this is both rifle and archery season. I carry the same thing. I'm gonna start here with this. So I have this, I believe is the Outfitter Pro from Vortex, this bino pack. It's really nice. There's a lot of stuff to it. So in the rangefinder pouch, I got a Maven rangefinder, their cheapest version. Good little rangefinder. Haven't used it yet. This will be my first year using it. So far, I like it. It's decent price for what it is. You got two side pouches. I'll get into that later. But then in my main pouch, I have my Vortex razors, or no, my Vortex Diamondback 10x42s. Good little binos. Keep those on me. This pouch in here is just more chamois, like eyeglass cleaners. Like I said, I got like 5 of them. There's another couple in there. Hard to get to, but they're nice. Carry loopholed lens pen. Again, clean off your so you can clean off your binos, your scope, things like that. So like I said, this is all just useful stuff that I have for rifle and archery hunting. I also have a little special memento in there for me. So this is a 300 PRC shell. This was the first animal I ever shot with my new rifle. So I always keep that on there in my bino pack, just kind of as good luck and kind of just as something to remember. Then on this side, I got 2 pairs of earplugs, again for when I'm rifle hunting. Then you got the back. The back is kind of neat on this. This is there it is. So you got a back on this. There's 2 sections in it. I don't believe I have anything in this back section. This front section, there's another. This comes with it. Glass cleaner. Again, like I said, I got like 5 of them. Never have enough. So yeah, so that's essentially what I pack on big game hunts. Again, this one was more centered around multi-day stuff. Like if I'm not going for multiple days, I don't bring any of my food stuff. If I am, obviously, any of my food stuff or any of the sleeping stuff. Going for multiple days, obviously I do. If I'm archery hunting, I don't bring ammunition. But if I'm rifle hunting, I don't bring this. I don't bring my 10 mil with me. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's all dependent on what it is. But again, thank you for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too much of me rambling. And I will see you in the next video.